man dalhin ang kapalaran, iisang bayan lang sa puso mo'y laman. Pinagmulan at babalikan, konting tiis na lang, at hanggang sa araw na yan ay asal. Kami nandito lang, sabay na pakinggan ang mga kwento nyo. Isigaw natin sa mundo, bagong bayani namin kayo. Sipag at tapang nyo, hinialay sa mundo, sinasaludo namin kayo. Filipino, itaas ang noo, ipagmalaki mo ang galing nyo, isigaw sa mundo.
Magandang hapon UK at Europe. Magandang gabi Pilipinas. Saan man po kayo naroroon, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ihahatid namin sa inyo ang kwento ng iba-ibang mukha ni Juan sa special program live streaming JUANEUKONEK Kontra Corona here on Facebook, kasama po ang YouTube. Ako si Rose Eclarinal.
Samahan po ninyo kami sa mga natatanging kwento ng mga Pinoy sa Europa na mag-iiwan ng aral, ngiti, impormasyon at pag-asa. Ako po si Kiara Gregorio.
Ito po ang kwentong Pinoy, kwentong migrante, kwentong JUANEUKONEK Kontra Corona. Ako po si Jean Alcantara.
For our Kontra Corona project for 6 months, the National Lottery Community Fund is graciously funding this project to serve the Filipino communities in UK and beyond. For our inspiring story, we will be unboxing the Beatboxing champion, British-Pinoy Mc Zani.
And I will share with you some of the behind-the-scenes anecdotes of my coverage of the UK Beatboxing Championships from last year.
Instead of having Immigration 101, we will be having Aksyon at Imigrasyon. Abangan po ninyo dahil ibabahagi po ng balo ng kababayang frontliner ang magandang balita sa inyo. Ito po ang ating kababayan na nagdulog ng problema sa JUANEUKONEK. Sasagutin rin po ng Embahada ng Pilipinas ang reklamo ng ilan nating kababayan kung bakit hindi po sila makakuha ng appointment o schedule sa consular service. At Jean, meron ka ring kababayang natulungan?
Yes, Rose. Actually, meron din tayong kababayan na hindi naman dito sa Europa o sa UK. Nasa Saudi Arabia yung tao. Nagkaroon sila ng problema kasi namatay yung kababayan natin sa Saudi, pero yung pamilya niya sa Pilipinas, hindi malaman kung ano ang nangyari o kung ano nangyayari hanggang sa ngayon alam na nila dahil nga natulungan natin, at yan ang tatalakayin natin mamaya.
Okay, makakasama po natin si Jean sa Aksyon at Imigrasyon. Ngayon po, ito na ang inspiring story ng British Pinoy na si Mc Zani. He's such a big name in the beatboxing scene, pero sa mga bago po sa beatboxing, sino ba si Mc Zani?
Si Mc Zani po ay ang UK Beatbox champion in 2008. He's also the world finalist in 2012 and also a producer and a TV presenter based in East London. He's already had 10 years of experience in beatboxing under his belt and has performed at some of the world's most prestigious stages, such as the Madison Square Garden and Glastonbury, and also supported some highly respected artists like 50 Cent and Taylor Swift, just to name a few. And as we said, from being a young beatboxing champion, he now owns one of the major tournaments in British hip-hop music scene, the UK Beatbox Championship, which I had the pleasure of attending late last year.
Alam mo, Kiara and Jean, I did my first interview with him not 20, hindi naman tayo ganun ka tanda. 10 years ago. And Kiara had her interview naman during, before the lockdown.
Opo.
Correct, Kiara?
Yes po, it was such an inspirational and fun experience because I've never seen anything like it before. It was definitely a breath of fresh air. So I cannot wait to share this with all of you. Okay, so tell us the story of how you began as a musician.
So growing up, my dad was a musician, so there was always music in the household. There was always instruments, music playing, so that love for music was always a part of me. And I guess as I was growing up to being a teenager, I discovered how to play instruments, how to produce, and then eventually beatboxing. So yeah, it's been a crazy journey so far. Yes, I'm half Filipino and half Mauritian, and I'm very proud of both of my roots. And everywhere I go, I never hide away from the fact that I'm Filipino. I'm always proud to say it, and it influences me around the world. Like when I tour on cruise ships, a lot of the workers, they're Filipino, and I talk to them and they're like, how come we can speak together like we're Filipino? They're like, no way. And yeah, I'm so proud to be Filipino, yeah. I think one of the best values I learned from my mum is working hard. Always family, that's a big part of Filipino culture, is family. And every time, I'm away a lot, but every time I'm back, I always make an effort to see my family. We have big families and it's always centered around food. So when I go back for the occasions, it's so nice to be around the family and working hard and just trying to be a good person. Like, I think those are key things. They seem very simple, but I feel very lucky that I was able to see my mum do that, and that's what I've taken from my mother.
How did you discover beatboxing?
So when I was about 14 years old, I heard, well, before that actually, I used to be a drummer, so I always kind of made noises, but I didn't know it was beatboxing. You know, you're just in the shower, you're trying to imitate a beat, and you do it very basic, like cat, cat.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I was like 14 years old, my cousin showed me a CD of a beatboxer called Raza.
Mc Zani.
And he was really famous for beatboxing and singing at the same time. And when I was that young, I thought it was impossible to do that. So I thought it was just a trick. So then I practiced and practiced. And that discovery of beatboxing, when I finally learned how to do it, a light bulb just ticked on my head, and I was like, wow, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to pursue.
All right, so we got Marcus now, yeah? So we've got all 8.
I think my passion for music was always there, but then beatboxing kind of overlapped everything else. One, because of the novelty fact that not many people beatbox. And then two, I kind of picked it up at quite a natural pace, and I just really enjoyed the sense of discovery. Because when you discover new sounds, that kind of aha moment is so fulfilling. When you learn a new sound, you learn a new technique. And then on top of that, the community. The beatbox community is one of them. It's like a family. When you meet people, it's not egotistical. Everyone wants to share ideas, share their passion, and discover the sounds together, which is great. I mean, growing up, being a musician was always a passion, but coming from a Filipino and a Mauritian background, their main concern is do your studies first, get a proper job. Being a musician was never part of the plan, but they saw that I had a passion for it, so that was how I kind of convinced them to believe in me.
Let's go.
As a young musician then, what were the struggles that you've encountered and how did you overcome them?
Struggles of being a beatboxer in the UK at first was quite difficult because there wasn't really a platform for it. People knew what it was, but it was always seen as like a party trick. Oh, he's going to get on stage and do the beat and entertain the crowd. So that was getting people to realize actually it's an art form. You can make real music, you can connect with people, you can teach, you can be in health settings, you can do workshops, and that was a struggle to get people to realize, to take you seriously as an artist and as a professional. And it actually made me better, really, because nowadays there's a lot of people getting into beatboxing, and because of social media, they're getting the social media fame, but they're not realizing what it takes behind the scenes to graft and work to try and elevate. They want everything now. It's like, yeah, I'm famous, I've got hundreds of thousands of followers, but why am I not getting the work? So that was kind of a balance and a struggle that you have to kind of maintain within yourself.
Take me back to London.
Ooh, wow, there's a lot to mention. So I toured with a singer called Juan, and he discovered me in like 2007. And since then, I've been all over the world with him. We went to, played in Madison Square Garden, which was a huge highlight for me. And we went on tour in Australia with like Sean Paul and Kelly Rowland. And we went to Philippines as well. We went performed in Boracay and in Manila. And it was amazing to go back to Philippines and to perform to go back to my roots. And I thought that was a huge highlight for me.
What advice would you give those who would like to follow your footsteps?
I think it's important to, when you're discovering something, of course, the natural thing is to emulate.
Mm-hmm.
So you copy what you hear. And once you get to a certain level, I think it's to find your identity as an individual, be original, seek inspiration wherever you are, connect with people, talk to people, don't be shy to reach out, find people in your local community that will try and support you, and just, and have fun with it. That's the main thing, because once you lose that drive and passion for it, it stops becoming a love and becomes more of a, I'm not sure what the right word is, but you don't have the same hunger for it.
Narito po ako ngayon sa UK Beatboxing Championships. Kaya samahan po ninyo ako at silipin ang mundo ng beatboxing kasama ang beatboxing icon, British-Pinoy Mc Zani.
So the championships, it was from 2005, and I competed in 2007, and then I won it in 2008. And then I judged it in 2010 and 11. And then as of 4 years ago, me and 3 other guys, we've now taken ownership of the UK Beatbox Championships. I think it's important to give the platform for beatboxers, because in a lot of deprived communities, they don't have an outlet, an expression. They don't have confidence. So when I go to schools and I teach workshops, it's not just about beatboxing. It's giving them a voice. Yeah, I think definitely in my journey of the art form, the battling was part of kind of my initiation of kind of, getting into the scene. And then kind of now I realize I'm looking at it from a different perspective now. I think you have to try and, how am I going to maintain it as my life? How am I going to try and make it beneficial for me? How can I make it beneficial for people around me? And I think the art form has evolved so much. It's still a baby. It's only been around for 30 years. And it's continuing to evolve. And with the power of the internet, social media, communities are connecting worldwide. And I think it's evolved into this big, it's about to it's flowing already, but it's like every day new beatboxers are popping out from a village in Mexico and China and in the Philippines and different provinces. You'll have these kids, they don't have the means to do it, but they'll record on their phone, upload a video, and you're seeing all these new sounds and techniques. And I think it's very powerful. Yo, Mc Zani, shouts out to all the Filipino community and all the Filipino beatboxers, Beatbox All-Stars, myself, the Mc Zani. I hope to be there soon, and it goes like this.
That was great. Kiara, very interesting, very inspiring. So, talk us through the behind the scenes naman ng coverage mo ng Beatboxing Championships last year.
We went to the venue, and of course I didn't know, I had no clue what to expect. We didn't know what was going on, but then when we actually got there and then the show started, it was a whole different world out there dun sa UK Beatboxing Championship. And before that, we actually got the chance na sumilip dun sa kanila. May mga pa-workshops po sila, so it was really such a fun experience. It's one for the books.
Oh, really? Kasi, as I said nga, I interviewed him 2008. He mentioned it in the interview. I was also, Jean and Kiara, I was also very young then. Very young in London. Bago lang ako sa London noong 2008. I just finished my master's. Tapos, I heard about the news nga na this British-Pinoy, nanalo siya sa UK Beatboxing Championships. And I contacted him. I think we agreed to meet, if I'm not mistaken, in Vauxhall to do the interview there. And the story aired on TV Patrol. And after that, you know, we did a couple more stories about him for TFC News. At saka we followed his career. Tapos we lost touch. And then when we heard about him again, he was such a big name na in the beatboxing scene.
Yes, opo.
Ano ba kaibahan niyan sa rap? Kasi yun lang ang alam ko na it's very difficult for me. Pinapanood ko lang yun sa Empire.
So beatboxing po is more of using your mouth to as your instrument as opposed to rapping, and you're saying all these words.
Okay.
I wonder, Jean, kasi yung shoot na ito, yung coverage ni Kiara was done last year. Wala pang pandemic noon. So, this year will be another year for them to conduct kasi yearly ang Beatboxing Championship sa UK. So, ang malaking tanong dyan, paano gagawin ito? Will it be virtual na lang? Kasi syempre, wala pang malalaking event na katulad ng a beatboxing UK na pwedeng gawin sa United Kingdom ngayong panahon ng lockdown.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be very interesting to find out. And ito ang Jean, itong segment na ito na inspiring story will be the last story that Kiara will contribute for Kontra Corona, because at this point in her career, she will be venturing into other opportunities for herself. Mag-aaral si Kiara. So for the next 6 months po, ay magi-guest co-host siya sa atin at makikita natin siya hopefully after our Kontra Corona project when she is ready to come back to JUANEUKONEK and do stories for us. Kaya, bago po tayo dumako sa ating pangalawang segment, let's watch this. This is our tribute for our very lovely Kiara Gregorio.
May ganun pala.
Yes. So there you go.
Pageant powerhouse ang Pilipinas dahil sa pagkasungkit ng prestigious international crown sa mga nakaraang taon. This year, the 69th Miss World was held in London. Nandito po tayo para sa isang eksklusibong pasilip ng rehearsals ng Miss World 2019. Getting goosebumps!
Word poetry competition by Yapak. At yun po ay entitled
Yun po ang yan yung tatay ni Kiara.
Being from the younger generations, I think that the type of music people my age or younger listen to is amin sa isa na namang makabuluhang tanghali. I hope everyone stays well and safe during these times. Maraming salamat po.
Ako po si Kiara Gregorio para sa Juan, You Connect.